Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Learning English with Hal, your go to podcast for mastering everyday English conversations. I'm your host, and today we're going to dive into something we do every day but often overlook: greetings. Yes, saying hello might seem simple, but it's one of the most important parts of a conversation. Whether you're a beginner or just brushing up on your skills, this episode is packed with tips to make your greetings sound natural and confident. Ready? Let's get started. Let's talk about the basics first. When you meet someone for the first time, the most common way to greet them in English is to say hello or hi. Pretty straightforward, right? But what about when you want to sound a little more casual? Instead of hello, you can say things like hey or hi there. It's friendly, informal, and great for conversations with people you already know or feel comfortable with. Now, after your greeting, it's common to ask, how are you? Or how's it going? These are both polite ways to show that you care about the person's well being. But here's a tip: Americans often ask this question as part of the greeting, and they don't always expect a long answer. So, what's a good response? You can say something simple like, I'm good. Thanks. How about you? Let's practice a few examples. If someone says to you, hey, how's it going? You can respond with, pretty good. Thanks. And you? Notice that we didn't say, I'm doing well, which sounds more formal. Instead, pretty good or not bad are more common and casual responses. Another great phrase to learn is nice to meet you, or it's a pleasure to meet you. You use this when you're introduced to someone for the first time. A simple reply to this could be nice to meet you too. Easy, right? This little exchange helps set a positive tone for the rest of the conversation. Now, depending on the situation, you can switch things up a little. For example, if you're greeting someone in a more formal setting, like at work or in a business meeting, you might want to say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, all right, depending on the time of day. These sound a bit more professional, but are still easy to use. And of course, don't forget about saying goodbye. We often use goodbye, but more casually, you can say bye, see you later, or even take care. They all work great depending on how formal or informal the conversation is. One thing to remember is that greetings are also cultural. For example, in the US, we don't often hug or kiss on the cheek when greeting people unless we're close friends or family. A simple handshake or a smile can do the trick. So remember to pay attention to the local customs when you're learning greetings in English. And before we wrap up, here's a quick summary. For informal greetings, hey or hi there. For casual responses, pretty good, thanks, or not bad. For formal settings, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. When meeting someone new, nice to meet you or pleasure to meet you. Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope you feel more confident the next time you greet someone in English. Remember, practice makes perfect, so try using these phrases in your daily life. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast if you enjoyed today's lesson and share it with a friend who's also learning English. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode of Learning English with Hal. Goodbye for now, and take care.